In this section, we're going to try to understand what StopeExamine is and what its purpose is in the mining industry. Where are its benefits? So we have two kind of graphs to appreciate here. The upper graph outlines current process, and the lower graph is the StopeExamine process. So it's important to note that this upper graph here, the current process graph, is entirely conducted through FLAC 3D and manual input file creation, whereas the lower graph uses StopeExamine for the first three stages, model construction, material model, and input file, and then moves into FLAC 3D for the model solving and the interpretation of model results. Notice that these graphs are constructed with a y-axis for skills and an x-axis for time. So in the model construction phase, in current processes, we need all the input files like topography and stope shapes and development shapes, and we create the model. This is rather time consuming and requires quite a lot of skills to know what to do in the current processes. Material model is the built-in material model, and this again takes quite a lot of skills to understand what's going on here. Not necessarily a ginormous amount of time, but certainly significant. The input files, speaking from experience, take a massive amount of coding experience to really understand and to create. Now, with a template, if you have a system set up, this is not necessarily extremely time consuming. It can just be a bit of a copy and paste job, but you certainly do need to understand what you're doing. In the model solving stage, this is very time consuming in FLAC 3D, and it also takes a lot of skills to debug. And in the model results, you get a small amount of time and skills. This is simply FLAC 3D gives you the plots or the outputs, and you just need to display them how you want to display them, and you need to get the values out that you want. In the StopeExamine process, note that the first three stages, model construction, material model, and input file creation, are completely reduced to virtually no skill and no time at all. These are the savings that StopeExamine offers, and then they output a perfect model to be used in FLAC 3D. So notice that the skill has completely been taken out of the model solving because there is no debugging required. You're guaranteed out of StopeExamine to have a perfectly coherent model for FLAC 3D use. The model results circle stays exactly the same because you still need to interpret the results how you want to and display them how you want to. So that's basically the savings that we get from StopeExamine and its purpose in the mining industry.